While classifying research designs, we talked about another possibility in terms of exploratory and confirmatory research. In this session, we are going to discuss that what's the nature of the continuum between confirmatory and exploratory research. In some studies, we are, and particularly in social sciences, most of the time we have a hypothesis to confirm, right? Based on our understanding of the problem, research problem, we may be proposing a solution. So in this case, we are actually going to test the hypothesis and verify that whether this is something originally the case or not. So this is a confirmatory study. We are confirming something, right? So this continuum is basically related to this point, that whether the study is going to find an evidence and support the hypothesis or not, right? So if it is supporting a hypothesis and it is confirming something, then it is a confirmatory study. And when it is exploring a phenomena from a new beginning, let's suppose, or when it is exploring a phenomena which has not been already explored and we don't have a hypothesis, then it is an exploratory study. Because prior to developing a hypothesis, we must be exploring and we must be understanding the nature of the phenomena. Like, for example, in exploratory study, we would be concerned with what type of questions, okay? Like what phenomena, right? Or what relationships, right? So before going to why questions, because in why questions we would be involved with something confirming, like confirmatory studies. But for exploratory study, we are most of the time concerned with what questions when we want to discuss that what is the phenomena of something, right? So this is a study which is based on exploring something from a very new beginning, and that's the case that we are exploring it. And we are not actually testing a hypothesis. We are not suggesting any hypothesis from the beginning, but we are just exploring and we are going through a phenomena, right? We want to explore that what is happening. So when we are answering this question that what is happening, we are exploring something from beginning, right? So that is actually exploratory study. We have in this continuum we have two possibilities, whether to confirm something or to explore something from beginning. So if we are exploring something, this is exploratory study, and if we are confirming a hypothesis or a suggestion, right, then we are concerned with confirmatory. Let me take you to this continuum, that if you are confirming something, right, that you want to know that whether this model or theory is exploring something, right, and you are actually confirming on the basis of something which is already available, a theory or a model or a hypothesis, it is there, then we are actually at this end of the continuum, which is confirmatory, right? And if we are at this end of the continuum, exploratory, then we are not having any hypothesis or any suggestion with us, but we are only exploring a phenomena from beginning. So we don't have any hypothesis to test at this stage, right? That it is exploratory study. If you just have a look now on this figure, which is showing us these three continua, the continua between basic and applied, this one, and then we have another continuum between qualitative and quantitative, and then we have the last continuum, exploratory and confirmatory, right? So you would be placing your study anywhere on these possibilities, on these continua, right? Like this study, which is shown with the dotted arrows, this corner is actually, it is a study which is basic, so it is giving us, let's suppose, a theory, and it is exploring for the first time something. So we are not confirming a hypothesis within this study. And the data collection was based on qualitative instrumentation. So it is a qualitative, basic, and exploratory study. So you must be able to know that where would you place your study and what's the nature of your study. Your study may be quantitative, and it may be quantitative exploratory, as well as it may be applied in this case, right? So you must be able to you just apply these three continua in your study, and you must be knowing the nature of your research design, That's an important requirement from a researcher.